So today's topic is in all righteousness. Kindly say with me, in all righteousness.
In all righteousness.
One more time, in all righteousness.
In all righteousness.
I don't seem to quite hear you well. Just kindly say it louder. In all righteousness.
In all righteousness.
Thank you. So that's the topic of today. Kindly turn with me to Matthew chapter 5 verse 6. Matthew 5 verse 6. Matthew 5 6. So Matthew 5 is the sermon that Jesus is delivered as the Sermon on the Mount, and it lists the Beatitudes. So among them, maybe I can just start from verse 1 and end at verse 10. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. And blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye, verse 11, when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you, falsely for my sake. Verse 12, rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. And it goes on to talk about the rewards of them that keep the law, and telling us that we are the light of the world and the salt of the earth. But my key text is coming from verse 6, which says, Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Hallelujah. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. I'd like to look at this and compare to the story of Abel. This week, when I was meditating upon this word, it was interesting. The Lord put a thought in my mind about Abel and Cain, and bringing out the concept of righteousness in that point. And I looked up the meaning of the name Cain. Cain means to acquire, and Abel means empty. Abel means empty, and Cain means to acquire. And we know the story how it goes about how Cain brought to God an offering that was not pleasing before him, and the Lord had no respect for his offering. But the offering of Abel, the Lord had respect for it, and he blessed him. But Cain, of course, he's jealous about the fact that God honors the offering of Abel rather than his. And so I was looking at this and more closely at even their names, how their names had even spoken about their situation, about Abel being someone who, from his name, someone who had nothing. He gave himself up. And even when he came to bring the offering to God, it was out of his emptiness, out of everything that he had given up to God. And he had, so what I understand from this is that when we give ourselves unto God, when we release ourselves unto God, he comes in and he fills us with his righteousness, because we know that we have no righteousness of our own. And any righteousness that we can attempt to bring before God is as filthy rags. It's filthy rags before God. And that's the kind of situation we see with Cain and Abel. It's quite an interesting concept, and I pray that you may follow through with me. But anything that we bring to God that is of our own, without him included, is filthiness. And that is what we see with Cain. Cain brings of his offering, but the Lord does not accept it. The Lord has no respect for his offering. Whereas for Abel, the Lord looks upon it and he has respect for this. from verse 4. By faith Abel offered unto God a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, God testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaketh. Now this was a very interesting thing. That through faith he obtained the righteousness of God. That even when Cain had killed him, it was not Cain, it was not Abel who went pleading to God that, my brother has killed me. But because the righteousness of God had filled him so much, his blood flowed with the righteousness of God. His blood flowed, and when the blood got to the ground, the righteousness in the blood cried out to the righteous one, the one seated on the throne, the judge who walks in mercy and walks in righteousness. This is almost a continuation of what we were speaking about last week, about mercy and grace. And now today I'm bringing to you the topic on righteousness, because it is impossible for us to understand mercy if we do not understand the righteousness of God. Because you cannot walk in an understanding that God is the merciful, the gracious God without understanding that He is righteous. And that is why He will come in, He will step in, and when we give ourselves to Him, He comes in and He fills us with His righteousness. Because in this year we are talking about wonders, but without that righteousness of God, we might end up like Cain, bringing to God offerings that He does not have respect on. Amen? Amen. Hallelujah? Amen. We're a little quiet. Amen. Hallelujah? Amen. Let us believe God that in this year, the mercies of God, as the mercies of God are moving with us, we are also obtaining this righteousness of God, because we cannot do it on our own. Hallelujah. Amen. Amen. So, like I said, we do not have a righteousness of our own. And anything that we present to God that is not with Him is going to be filthy rags. But then this righteousness is the same righteousness that preserves, and at the same time, this righteousness is the one that is able to crush, is able to destroy. But then because of mercy, righteousness steps in and God must remain true to Himself. Hallelujah. Because of mercy, righteousness steps into every situation. Righteousness stepped into the situation of Abel and Cain. And righteousness saw that indeed the blood of my servant has been poured, and I must come in because of my righteousness, because of my mercy. There's such a sweet communion between righteousness and mercy. You cannot have mercy without righteousness. They walk together. So if we are trusting in God for mercy this year and the grace of God, we must also be aware of the righteousness of God. Because you cannot have a God who's merciful without Him being righteous. And righteousness speaks of obedience to God, speaks of His justice, speaks of His judgment. Hallelujah. And we talked about judgment last week, and we said that mercy triumphs over judgment. But then this judgment does not mean it does not exist. It exists, and this year, I feel it's important. The Lord was putting in my heart that it's important for us that as we know about the mercies of God, we need to also consider in our minds and walk with God in terms of His righteousness. Hallelujah. The labor of a righteous heart yields the fruit of wonder. I'll say that again. The labor of a righteous heart yields the fruit of labor. Without righteousness, your fruit cannot be accepted. It will be as the fruit of Cain. But when you come with a yielded heart, a heart that is crying out to God in all righteousness by faith, because this righteousness does not stand on its own as well. Righteousness comes with faith, and faith in God. Hallelujah. So with this righteousness, now with your heart being a heart of righteousness, you will yield fruits of wonders. We're speaking of wonders. Therefore, I will astound these people with a wonder upon a wonder. But this wonder is not void of righteousness. Hallelujah. Amen. So also, we cannot consider the story of righteousness and mercy without looking at Jesus on the cross. Because the act of Jesus on the cross speaks a lot about that communion between mercy and righteousness and judgment taking place. Because together. You cannot have mercy. You cannot have judgment walking by itself. But yet they work together to fulfill the plan of God. Hallelujah. So Jesus on that cross, as he is dying there, his heart pours out with mercy for his people, because he desires that his people will come back to the heart of righteousness. Because this righteousness is what will bring forth the fruit of wonder in this season. Hallelujah. So, like I said, to be made righteous is to be restored to the original intent of God. Righteousness is through faith. There is no other way that we can obtain righteousness. Because so many of us this year, I feel like so many of us will be bringing offerings, and offerings of all sorts. It could be monetary, it could be service, it could be whatever you bring. But then, when your offering is put on the measure, on the weight scale of God, can God find righteousness that He is able to step down from His righteous throne and come and say, this offering, I must defend this, I must defend this? Or really look again and say, oh, it's void of righteousness. I can't see myself in this offering. Because righteousness is Himself. And He's supposed to be able to see Himself when He looks at your offering, when He looks at you. Is He able to see Himself? Hallelujah. Because as you see Abel, you see Jesus there. You see Jesus and the sanctity of mercy, the sanctity of righteousness working together. Hallelujah. So in His righteousness, He consumes, and in His righteousness, He also preserves. Amen. So I'd like us to turn to Genesis 15, verse 6. Genesis 15, verse 6. And this is the time when God was making a covenant with Abraham. So we can start from verse 5. And He brought him forth abroad and said, Look now toward heaven and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, So shall thy seed be. Verse 6. And he believed in the Lord, and He counted it to him for righteousness. And he said unto him, I am the Lord that brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldees to give this land to inherit. And it goes on and on about the offering and the process of the covenant being made. And so at the end in verse 18 it says, In that same day the Lord made a covenant with Abraham. So what we see here is righteousness precedes the covenant of God. So before God can enter into a covenant with you, there must be righteousness. Hallelujah. It was counted to him for righteousness because of faith. You cannot have faith, you cannot have righteousness without faith, and you cannot have righteousness without mercy. So all of this is, I hope you're seeing the relationship between all of them. Hallelujah. So in righteousness, the labor of love must go on. When I was reading through the Bible, I was trying to find where righteousness is mentioned the most, and I saw that it's in the book of Psalms. And we know that David was called the friend of God. His heart was always after God's own heart. And this showed someone who was always hungering and thirsting after righteousness. That was the text we started with first. That blessed are they which hunger and thirst after righteousness. Why? Because they shall be filled. The Lord Himself, the righteous one, the one seated at the right hand of God, He comes and He fills you with the substance of Himself. So that unlike Cain, you are not able to bring, offerings that the Lord is not able to accept. But you become like Abel because your offering is accepted. Your faith precedes that covenant that is being made. Hallelujah. Amen. So you cannot have mercy and grace that triumphs over judgment if there is no standard of righteousness. There must be a standard of righteousness in the house of God, in your heart, in your lives, in your own lives. You must pursue this standard of righteousness. Because then, speaking about mercy and grace without the righteousness of God is not going to, it doesn't go. They have to come together. Hallelujah. I'd like us to turn to Romans chapter 3. Romans is also a book where it talks a lot about righteousness and righteousness day, righteousness, being accounted to someone for righteousness. Romans chapter 3, verse 22. Verse 21 to 24. Romans 3, 21 to 24. But now the righteousness of God without the law is manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophets. Verse 22. Even the righteousness of God, which is by faith of Jesus Christ, and all, unto all, and upon all them that believe, for there is no difference. Verse 23. For all have sinned and come short of the glory of God, being justified freely by His grace through the redemption that is Christ Jesus. Alicia was praying in the morning and she was leading us to pray about steady steps. And I can pick on from that and say that these steady steps are the basis of righteousness. When you call unto God and you ask Him to secure your steps in His righteousness, then you are able to present to God offerings that He can accept. I don't know why the topic is so much about offerings that we're going to be bringing this year, but I feel there's going to be such a distinction between offerings. And it's not in the quantity you're going to bring, and it's not in the exact substance that you're bringing, but is that substance able to stand when it is weighed by the measures of God? Because righteousness is not measured by our own standards. Righteousness is not measured by the standards of men. Righteousness is measured by the standards of the righteous one. Will you be able to look at your offering and say, this has pleased my heart? And it could even be in worship. It could be in your daily life. Is that something that is able to stand before God? So that even if something was to happen to you and maybe say like Abel, God was able to come through and say, this I have respect for. And this one I must come and fight for this myself. I must come myself. And then just on the flip side as well, it doesn't end there for Cain. Because you might think that because he murdered, that was the end of the story. But when we look again at Genesis, he cries out to God, righteousness stepped in. For the sake of Abel, righteousness stepped in. But it doesn't end there. So for Cain, he goes and he says, Lord, but the punishment you've given me is too severe, it's too much. I can't be able to bear this. How will I walk in the world? People will just look at me, everyone will hate me. But then there's this interesting thing that's done. So God says, no, let's just start there so that I will read the exact words that are said. That's in Genesis chapter 4. Yes, Genesis 4 verse 15. And the Lord said unto him, Therefore whosoever slays Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. So the interesting thing about this mark I was reading, in the Hebrew translation, the exact word for this mark, the word mark here, and the Lord set a mark, that word mark itself is called Tav in Hebrew, T-A-V, and that's the last alphabet of the Hebrew alphabet. So, and that is like this, it's shaped as a cross. So it's like the Lord put a mark on him, like the cross, which signifies what? Salvation, which signifies that the Lord had set apart this one, that he would not be consumed. Because why? The righteousness of God, yes, it had stepped in. But then in righteousness, there's also mercy. That this righteousness that would have consumed Cain and killed him forever also came in, and then there was mercy. There was mercy to preserve the life of Cain so that he was not destroyed. Hallelujah. This mark of the cross, like it already plays out. That's why I was saying you cannot separate righteousness and mercy from the act of Jesus on the cross. Because even Cain was able to obtain that mercy that played out on the cross that we are enjoying today, so that his life was preserved. Hallelujah. So what am I saying to us? Let us hunger and thirst after the righteousness of God. The righteousness that does not come to the presence of God and is as filthy rags before Him. That is a very scary place to be. Because we're in a season where wonder shall be set upon wonder. But it would be a mistake to bring in offerings that God. Let us hunger, let us thirst after the righteousness of God, for then shall we be filled. Hallelujah. So let us continue to pursue this righteousness